Hello, my name is Kyle Roderick Ridley, and I am a torture genius with a short little penis. It's Rose Colored Classist, episode 46. Fun time. We're doing it again. I'm absurdly late. I'm recording this on Tuesday. On a Tuesday. What day am I supposed to record this? Like 4 of them ago. No, it's for good reason, though. Okay, I've been out working, making a lot of money, and we all know that's the only thing that matters in this whole world. Is the amount of money you make. Okay, no, really. I mean, I'm not doing stand up. All right, no, I am going out. I am socializing. I am trying to get a few sets in. Okay, I am incredibly off putting when I hang out at the Comedy Store. I'm odd as fuck at potluck. I go to the Improv and I stare. And I stare at people. And yeah, man, I'm out there doing normal comic stuff, but it's not good enough. It's not good enough. Not even close to good enough. No, I'm still doing the same shit I did 11 years ago. I'm sorry. Did I not know the business change? No, and really, so I've gotten left behind in a profound way. So I've decided to spend my time actually making some real money for a few months. Okay, I might clear $70,000 by doing this nonsensical evil work I do. It's morally wrong. Don't shoot the messenger. I'm a process server. Ugly. Stop it. No one deserves to be evicted. Okay. No one deserves to pay back the $400,000 they stole from a family member. Okay, no one deserves that. And what I'm doing is evil work. But no, man, I'm on the train. Okay, I'm an artist. You can't stop me. You can't stop the art. All right, I can't stop being funny, no matter how hard I try. Oh my god. I just wish I wasn't funny. I wish I wasn't. It would be a huge relief. But no, genuinely one of the most artistic, funniest people on planet Earth, and I haven't gotten it going, okay? And I think it's modern society. Not gonna blame myself. Not gonna do that. Gonna blame others. Classic. No, man, I need a lot more money to do the things that I want and need to do, and sometimes, a podcast that gets to 12 average viewers an episode, maybe it's not as important on the schedule. Not as important as all the other stuff I needed to do. But hey, man, here I am taking the whole day to do this. All right. And see, this is the thing. It's like this takes way too much time. I spent fucking almost 3 hours trying to set this shit up. Set it up. Okay, I've done a bunch of writing. I've aggregated a bunch of videos. I have taken enough drugs to get my personality whirling. It's a lot of work, and literally, if I had a little money up front, I could pay some fuck to do this for me, and then we could be on time. But you can't get what you want unless you have money for it, and I've accepted it. There's those two words that sound the same in English, but maybe both of them are true at the same time. I mean, really, this podcast could not sustain itself if I was out, not trying to make a lot more money than I am right now. Okay, all right, this camera is 8 years old. It's 8 years old. It's already getting bullied, okay? I mean, this H6 I'm using, more like H2006, okay? What they've been around forever. My GPU on my computer that I edit these podcasts on it wants to die. It wants to die. My NVIDIA GPU wants to die. It's having a lot of suicidal ideation, suicidal computation. Okay, no, but no, I'm serious, guys. The plan. All right, we're gonna do the podcast. We're gonna continue to be funny. I mean, I'm not trying to do anything. I'm not trying to do anything else. Just say the funny stuff. Have fun in context to the time we're living in. So here's the plan. Again, am I gonna be able to do it by episode 52? After we've been doing this for a year. Maybe not. But we're gonna try. We're pushing toward trying to get a little money aside. Okay, working my tail off, trying to get a little money aside to pay some loser to help me. I need help. I'm a great performer. Okay, I got a lot of ideas. Not the greatest worker. Okay, I mean, classic stand-up comic. Okay, I don't. This business has changed. When I got into it, you could be lazy. That was kind of the awesome part of it about it. You could be a little lazy. Now it's just impossible. I have to do things, click, 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 click. I'm gonna fucking pop. I'm gonna explode. It's hard. It's hard. It's a lot of work. And I'm here doing 60 hours a week, looking at my life, going, I am unhappy, and I need to, socialize. I went out with my dog. I played with my dog for 2 hours on a Friday. On 2 hours, I probably could have spent doing this. I decided to go outside and play with my dog. My bad guy? Who needs my attention more, you guys or my dog? Okay. And then besides, all these podcasts I'm doing are going to be, saved posthumously. So it's important that I talk to the future people. All the people living out in the future. In that part of space time. In that part of space time we can mathematically express but cannot perceive. Okay. And I guess that's what I'm getting at. Maybe another part why this episode's so late. Why it's so fucking late. I last episode I talked about aliens and God way too much and fucked up my head. Just ruined my thoughts for the last week and a half. I cannot pull it together. I'm having a lot of struggles, man. I'm contemplating. I'm driving, trying to driving on the highway on the way to ruin someone's fucking life by telling them that their wife wants to divorce them. Like, hi, I'm the guy. Your wife, no, love isn't real. And yeah, man. And I'm just thinking about aliens the whole time. And not good for my soul. I mean, I'm moving. I mean, I feel like my ideas are forming and changing. I'm feeling personal growth. Yeah, I got a lot of personal growth. It's in my liver. I have a tumor. It's in my brain. Actually, dude, livers don't get tumors that often. And if you do, you're dead. I watched ER. Comedy podcast. But yeah, man, I'm just no, I got a little demotivated. Let's just say. Yeah, I think about how all the aliens are God, and God is an alien, probably. I was happier when he wasn't real, or when he was just like a spirit, like an idea. But no, I really took that last episode pretty serious. Did a little more research, and the point of view is narrowing. My perspective on the world is narrowing, and it's a little, it's a little artistically demotivating. Okay, now here I am, trying to do art, and then I think about the aliens, and I go, I don't know if it's worth my time. The aliens want me to do art? Is that what they want me to do? Yeah, human beings are weird. Try not to think about it too much. But I guess I have some lingering thoughts about it. So I have decided the first half of the rose-colored halfist. Okay, rose-colored halfist, pacifist. The aliens are gonna kill us all. First half is going to be alien related. Just finishing up some things maybe I left out or didn't really talk about. The reality, the gravity. Gravity? What are they doing with gravity of the situation? And then the other half, the last half, rose-colored lastist. That's not good. Why did I even say that? Last half, we're getting back into the normie stuff, back into the normie news with Donnie T and his little airplane, and they're doing something else. They're doing something else insane. They're giving a bunch of taxpayer money to Ashley Babbitt's family. Anybody know about that? Anyway, we're going to talk about it. And I understand. Maybe I'm not like on top of the news cycle. Okay, but it's rose-colored here. The name, it makes sense. The name is important, okay? I named the show so I could talk about kind of anything. Isn't that? So if you're like, why are you talking about that? Just look at the title. Look at the title. Figure it out. I mean, this title's probably not going to last forever. I'm gonna died. No, I'm gonna probably change up the podcast. We gotta get some other person in here. It's so lonely. I'm so lonely. I'm way funnier when I'm talking to someone else. All right, this is what I'm doing now. This is nobody. This is my Dalmatian staring at me, going, "When are we gonna go? When are we gonna go outside?" This is what this podcast is now. But the future can be so bright. I'm trying to make a lot of money, guys. It's the only thing that matters. And we'll continue with the theme, really. But first, again, rose-colored classist. And if you haven't been watching the show, I mean, you haven't. I've been looking at the numbers. If you haven't been watching the show, every time I play George Carlin, I think I do believe comedy is what we're doing here. So it'd be sort of ignorant not to show some. All right, there's a whole world out there of stuff that's been done and you don't know about. This is why social media is so successful sometimes. It's because you're actually getting exposed to the fucking insane amount of stuff we've made already. I mean, we have made so much stuff. And again, I haven't even showed you the George Carlin stuff bit yet. I'm not even showing that one, and that bit's great. Okay, yeah, man. There's just so much to watch, so much to see. People have said it. Look, people have said things that we are saying, and it's important to know the history of it. So we don't all feel so alone, alone. Okay. Yeah. I guess I'm quoting SpongeBob right there. That's what I'm thinking about. Anyway, we're gonna play George Carlin. He's gonna talk about aliens. It's gonna be great. It's gonna be so great. Oh man, I'm just so excited for the medium, right? Aren't you excited for the medium? Who out there in the world, the podcasting sphere, the podsphere, what do they call it? I mean, who out there in the new media is playing George Carlin? People who want to make money and not infringe on copyright. Okay, good point. Here, hit it, play it. Play the clip already. I am talking to myself. I have to do all the work here. Unsustainable, unalienable. Okay, Georgie, save me.
In case you haven't heard, the latest disaster for the rest of the universe is that the United States is going to go to Mars. Okay? Oh, yeah. We're going to go to Mars. And then, of course, we're going to colonize deep space with our microwave hot dogs and plastic vomit, fake dog shit and cinnamon dental floss and lemon-scented toilet paper and sneakers with lights in the heels. And all these other impressive things we've done down here. But let me ask you this. What are we going to tell the Intergalactic Council of Ministers the first time one of our teenage mothers throws her newborn baby into a dumpster, huh? How are we going to explain that to the space people? How are we going to let them know that our ambassador was only late for the meeting because his breakfast was cold and he had to spend half an hour punching his wife around the kitchen? And what are they going to think when they find out it's just a local custom that over 80 million women in the third world have had their clitorises forcibly removed in order to reduce their sexual pleasure so they won't cheat on their husbands? Can't you just sense how eager the rest of the universe is for us to show up? Can't you see them out there?
Okay, Georgie C with the little bit of alien supremacy. Here is a bit I don't think George is really on it with. Okay, he thinks the aliens are going to be better than us. Hopeful take. hopeful, what do they call it? Optimistic take there, Georgie. Here, the first time I've ever even encountered a bit with this fucking old grumpy fuck where he's actually not taking the worst perspective. Look, I'm going to be honest. Lately, been really feeling like aliens are bad. They're bad guys. They want us alive for a particular reason, and it's like I'm sure it's like a hostage negotiation, really. There's a lot of forces out there in the world, right? Ambitious people out there trying to do incredible things, like go to Mars. Anybody know anybody who wants to do that? Some guy wants to do that. What's his name? And you see these people, operate in life, and you almost feel like there's some sort of like interdimensional force helping them. You almost feel like there's no possible fucking way these people could do this shit on their own. And it's not just I mean, what the fuck is going on with these people where they can like gather and lead and be persuasive? It's like some kind of cosmic force is working through them, right? And this is what you hear all the time with religion. Again, I just was at church last week, and they were giving me the speech, hearing me go God. I don't know what I wanted to say there, but trying to tell me that I gotta let the Spirit work within me. I think it's troubling to say, but pretty clearly, aliens are real, and they work in mysterious ways, and they might practically be God. And I get real weird about it. I get real weird, and I even think George is there considering the possibility. I don't know, man. Thinking that human beings do all these dastardly and disgusting and pathetic things, and somehow thinking that's like it means we're unevolved, right? And that because we do all these selfish and fucking violent things, that is what means we are an unadvanced society. I'm not so quite sure about that. Okay, I think the more sophisticated you get, the greater your powers of control. I mean, violence. Why even be violent, right? It's just to make someone do something. The fact that you take violence to the end and then they're dead. I mean, let's not get into that. It seems I don't know if that was actually I don't know if we would want that. But you just keep pushing a button enough and it breaks. It sounds dumb. I just wanted to have fun and push the button. I'm just trying to get the elevator down, and now the light's not even on. Seems odd. Yeah, but I think it would be a shock to me that the violence and control is a sign of unsophistication. Okay, man, I'm right there. I'm right there on the edge. I'm just thinking that maybe like the worst violent ideas that people have is actually like some alien spirit taking over them. Okay, I mean, we all hear about the satanic ritual. I don't know if you guys watch the Sean Ryan show or at all on YouTube Shorts in the JRE hemisphere. If your fucking algorithm's hooking you up, but there's the Sean Ryan show and Tim Tebow comes on. I mean, here's the cross of my algorithm. Fucking college sports and military activities. I'm a man. And he's talking about how they're doing like satanic fucking rituals and stuff. And I'm not saying that these people are smart or something, but they're doing some pretty evil stuff and pretending at least, or maybe Satan's a fucking word for alien force. Okay, I'm lost. I am so confused. Maybe Jesus is a fucking alien, man. Maybe like the alien came down as fucking Jesus. Maybe like the Old Testament God is a fucking, God freaking interdimensional alien. It's possible. And it would make a lot more sense. It would make a lot more sense than some fucking, regular old spirit God. Lame. So lame. And it is, again, I'm like, what do the aliens want, right? If they were, what does God want? Am I really trying to conflate the two? That's kind of where I'm at. That's where I'm personally at. And I'll show you why I actually got there. The thing I watched recently that put me in the place. But, I think about my own life and how I've suffered. And, you look at, what purpose did it serve? And, is the purpose my own personal growth? I guess that's a way I could look at it to make myself feel better, but I think it's the aliens playing games. I think everything's been so odd for me, just so completely fucking odd, that, believing in God had been easy in the past just because of the novelty of my fucking life and existence. how you even get here through, miraculous circumstances and, the oddity that you are you in the first place. I don't want to go on about consciousness, not really something I care about too much. I want to go to sleep right now. People care about consciousness? You're telling me. But, yeah, there's the coincidence of existence, and it's been a troubling thing, and maybe I'll talk more about my life story in a second, but why am I so fucking on and on about aliens? I gotta come up with a nickname for the aliens. It's such a boring thing to call them, right? And then someone's gonna talk about immigrants, and I got not that one, you fucking moron. No one cares about those people. Yeah, I'll come up with a nickname in a second. But yeah, so Georgie is nice. The most hopeful time I've ever seen him, but he did not get exposed to particular facts that obviously, would have changed his whole artistic expression, his little thing he had going on with his perspective. Man, was he on one. But yeah, man, there's lots of stuff have come out recently. There's a lot of different people coming out recently talking about how aliens are so fucking real, and they're just the most, believable people on planet fucking Earth. And here it is. His name's Matthew Brown. He's on Weaponized, the podcast with George Knapp and Jeremy Corbell. Yeah, man, you should watch that podcast. Turn this off and turn that on. Really fucking learn something. But I'm gonna play a little part when he really starts getting into it. When you talk about these, when we try and prove aliens, for some reason it's always some guy in the government, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, so he can't say stuff. He won't say stuff. It's like there's so many roles. We're all just trying not to get put in prison in life, right? Anyway, but he tells us what he tells us what he can, and it's fucking disturbing. So fucked. But what can you do? It's please just stick around. Keep watching. Don't leave. You need to stay and watch the rest of my podcast. I just told you to leave, but I'm trying to work on the breaks, right? Transitions. I need some producer to hit some soundboard for me, for Christ's sake. Where's the music? Anyway, yeah, let's play this first part. Maybe it'll go on a little long. I'm not too worried about it, but it's super important. Everybody should know about it. Here it is. I already played it. It's already going, isn't it?
Yeah, so the first exposure, or the exposure to Immaculate Constellation, happened on a shared server that was shared by all the offices in OSD. What I was doing at the time was opening files that were clearly misfiled and either sorting them to our offices, part of that server, or putting them in their own box to be sorted by other responsible your jobs. I mean, this is more like volunteer duty, but yes. Yeah, so it was labeled 2018 Shriver War Game. It might have been brief or something else, but that's it. There's nothing about that screams, it's a very interesting thing. In fact, usually a lot of war game briefs are pretty boring. So there's nothing that stood out about it, Joe. So the next slide, the third slide about, just jumps straight into the mission of this app and showing what apparently the results of that mission are. And it's a collection incident in the Pacific Ocean. The subject of collection is several Russian naval intelligence vessels in the middle of the ocean at night. And above those vessels is a large black triangle floating in the air. This is a still image, but it is color.
So you don't know what that is.
I don't.
This is a pretty interesting image here.
It is. Right? And then the text that accompanies it describes the incident.
And what can you tell us about it?
The summary of that is just how it unfolded. I should actually back up and say the image itself was unique. This isn't by a plane or a satellite. It looks to be a image pretty close to the waterline. So something that to me read is we have a clandestine submersible asset close by this fleet, and it's taking pictures, trying to stay unnoticed. And so, yes, in the description, it basically lays out what occurred that night, which was that the our collection assets were there in area monitoring Russian naval vessels. Not sure what they're doing there, but they've been hanging out in the middle of the ocean in this place apparently for a few days. Keep an eye on them. And this night, while they are observing the Russian vessels, a large black triangle materializes or decloaks or something. The point is it did not move. It appeared directly above these ships, probably no more than 200 meters, pretty close. And interestingly, as noted in the report itself, there was no visible reaction from these vessels from what would almost certainly be considered a hostile approach.
Is it like in the middle of nowhere?
Yeah, it's off the coast of Kamchatka, as I recall.
Okay, anyone else just believe every word of that fucking square? I believe that square when he's talking about the triangle. Okay, this is a disturbing aliens. So real. Look, okay, am I supposed to go over the story again? I'll say it like, you heard him talk, but now let me, put his words into mine. Yeah, man, fuck, dude, there's like a submarine out there next to Russia, some island in Russia, and, they're doing bad shit. They're not supposed to be there, not even close. They're like, threatening world war by being there. And they're looking at a bunch of Russian submarines, and and it's not bad tech. Sounds like it's from the 60s or the 70s or the 80s or, before the iPhone at least, before the dissolution of the, USSR minimum. And, they're out there, they're doing wrong. And, they're just sitting there, and then all of a sudden, a giant triangle shows up. And it's freaky, scary. And the submarine snaps a pic. And, it sounds pretty true, right? This is what this guy is saying? And listen to him talk. You think he's a fucking liar? Does that guy scream liar to you? He looks like he can barely even talk to people in the first place. All right? He's like he's like a nerd. He's like a loser nerd. He went into the Defense Department. He's a square. This is who these guys are. This is who they've always been. All right? No one likes them. But they're a good person. And like, how do I tell everybody I'm actually a good guy? I'm afraid to talk to anybody, but I am a good guy. And what do? Oh, let's just, get into the government. People, that's a real feeling people have. And he's obviously, not sophisticated. He's just like, what's the best thing I could do? Go military? Go, he says he's in the OSD. And I had to look it up. It's where the Secretary of Defense does, like, his office. The guy appointed by El Presidente. Who's that guy? The president gets a Secretary of Defense. He appoints him, and it's a whole, they get a whole office. He's working in there. And, I think he tells a story about him finding the documents pretty well. Again, look, go do your own research. And by that, I mean watching a different podcast. Watch the podcast, understand. And my point was I showed this, I show him talk. And this is like literally so believable. He is so believable. This story is so fucking believable. Okay, there are magic triangles out there. Unexplainable, inexplicable, floating triangles. Okay, and there's a whole world of alien stuff, and I mean, obviously it's informing my perspective. I know about a lot of stuff. I've been listening to the podcast for like 2 years. Weaponized. And I've heard Joe Rogan talk about it once or twice. I've done my own little thing. I've read a few books. Something about the Greys. I gotta read it again. But Clockwork Elves. Who? These people. Okay, there's just maybe, the world's a deep, deep place. And I'm not trying to talk about that right now. All I'm talking about is this story. This guy is telling me that he worked in the fucking Department of Defense, the Secretary of Defense's fucking office. He got access to a file that was made about aliens. And I believe him. And just by that, and just that, obviously turns everything around. Turns it all upside down. Okay, because he talks a lot. I'm gonna play one more clip of him, and he kind of summarizes his new and different perspective, let's say, from being experienced to all this. But I think the reality of it is it's actually literally fucking undeniable, and it's so frustrating. It's so frustrating. You really think that human beings, like regular fucking people, can make a floating triangle? What? We haven't done that before, have we? Have we? No, it's just there's a lot going on, and it's odd, and just too many people are talking about aliens right now, and they're people who worked in the government, and they're just too square. They're just too fucking square. I could not imagine these people like lying about this in this way. Yeah, I can't imagine people working for the government lying. Look at me. I'm so smart. I'm just, I believe this guy, and there's obviously so much going on in the fucking world. A couple episodes again, I played that thing about remote viewing, and it goes hand in hand. Like, there's so much going on with this fucking world that it is hard not to believe in God. It's hard not to. And look, if you think about it this way, that God is like practical. He's practically God. Might as well be God. He's not some magnificent being. He's not so special, omnipotent. He's practically omnipotent, all right? And which isn't really omnipotent, which you should take solace in. And that's, any atheist can get behind that, right? Practical omnipotence comparatively. And yeah, maybe we should treat them as God. If they can make triangles appear out of nowhere. Triangles? What a... Imagine we got the cross wrong, and it's actually supposed to be a triangle. The Jews, the Star of David, it's just a bunch of triangles. Whoa. Kidding. We're not talking about the Jews this episode. But you should donate to Palestine. Anything you can. You should donate arms. I'm kidding. You should. There's a couple legal funds out there. I know I have the name of it. There's a couple of them. What is it? Here it is. I feel like the aliens are to blame for Palestine. Is that an odd take? Let me play this next clip of this guy. He's gonna say something, and I think it just makes it so obvious that people are being influenced, right? There's a lot of influence going on and taking over of our spirit and minds, and maybe our actions here on Earth do actually feed some kind of interstellar omnipotent power, right? I mean, no one can explain the triangles. No one can explain God. Am I missing something here? Put them together, they explain each other. Yeah, it's palaction.com. I want to thank a comic I know for telling me about it. I don't want to mention his name because association with me in any kind is actually bad for your career. And also, Israel might kill him on the aliens' orders. Right on. Okay. Am I going to play the next clip already? Did I finish what I was going to say? Fuck it. Yeah. Just, just play this, play it.
I think they're both just as powerful as we think, but also less. And I think there is not a single they here. Certainly multiple factions of the same species, if not multiple species. And all the complexity that brings, which might be our best hope.
Look, man, if you were to die tomorrow because of whatever reason, what do you want people to know right now? Like, what do you want people to know if you're just like fucking gone?
You are not free. And this reality has far more to it than you have been allowed to believe. And God is real.
Okay. Anyone see why I've been depressed lately? I watched that, and I really fell off a cliff there. Yeah, see, that last statement he makes, that's the last statement he makes in the 3 hours. It's a real important question, a question that we all should contemplate sometimes. But why does he say that stuff, right? Because it's everything. His whole thing right now is he's doing this all in context of this document he found at the Secretary of Defense's office. Everything he's saying is based off of that experience. And why is God it gotta be real? And we're not allowed to know the truth. Interesting. And yeah, man, I mean, how fucking demotivating is that? I mean, do I even want to know the real truth? I mean, I would probably handle it well, I feel like. I mean, I guess that's some sort of like, maybe why I'm so disturbed sometimes is I feel like a lot is missing. A lot is missing from my life. I'm confused, perpetually confused. And it's not just the drugs, okay? It's not just that. In fact, the drugs give me permission to be as confused as I am. And that's nice. They're supporting me. I'm kidding. But I'm just trying to say, obviously there's so much going on in the fucking world and you can't even wrap your head around it. And it's like, why? Life should be simple. Life has been simple. What happened? And I think in the last fucking 60, 70 years, 80 years, the aliens showed themselves to the leaders in our government, and for some fucking reason, they decided not to tell us about it. And it's fucked up everything. We have these phones, we got the TVs, we got the cameras, we got the, mobile audio recorders. We got pot, we got medicine. I mean, we have so much stuff in the last fucking 70 fucking years that it's like mind goddamn blowing. And we're not even, the paradigm hasn't kept up with it. It's like we know. It's like we know something's missing. Like we don't know all the information we're supposed to have. Like, yeah, what the fuck with all these computer chips and the stock market? And then there's all these crazy, sort of like unimaginable things happening in society. And, where's the paradigm? Where's the linchpin of the paradigm? There's something missing here, and it's God. It's the Lord. Yeah, man, I really do. Maybe where I'm finally like philosophically settling, at least for the moment. Okay, because I've been a believer in Christ. I've done it. I was a child, but I believed it. I thought I knew it. And then, hardcore atheist, and then I did a bunch of psychedelics, and I thought that there was something, scientifically going on with the dimensions and perception in the doors of them. And then now, here I am, going to myself, thinking, okay, well, aliens are 100% real, and likely, they're the source of our religious figures. And mysterious happenings, strange things, ghosty, witchy things, people being demon possessed, and why would people in the past human sacrifice? I'm like, what was going on with that? How did that ritual get started? People are so odd, and I think things just start shaping up a lot more clearly when you say to yourself that, yeah, man, aliens are fucking real, and they've been screwing with us. Lots of places to be in the universe. And even in the universe right now, the place you're at technically exists somewhere else in the universe. There's different kinds of spaces, different kinds of realms, and, we could occupy 2 spaces at once, technically. It's a science we're allowed to know. Why does the science not make sense? Why is no one fucking interested in it? Maybe because there are pieces clearly missing. Gotta find them. And, if you've already found them, if people have already found them and they've decided to hide it from us, I mean, what hope? What hope? Now, maybe, again, this is just an exercise for me, comedy podcast. Maybe I want to talk about, human sacrifice in context of aliens. Wouldn't that be fun? What are the aliens doing with the life energy, the conscious unit? Maybe, here's a thought. It's not a bad one. Energy, right? Like, let's say, like inside of a star, there's a bunch of energy. There's a bunch of energy, a bunch of, people. We say the scientists. They say we're stardust, right? They say we're the all the elements. There you go. That's the word I was looking for. All the elements we are made up of come from the inside of stars. Now, maybe we're like a star in and of ourselves, right? There's some kind of space. We have the space and time and, the curve and relativity and all that shit. But maybe there's like another kind of math, some other disturbing, fucked up, imperceptible math that human beings for some goddamn reason don't, get to see every day. And we're like a star in that. We're like a star. And when we die, all the elements within inside of our wonderful sentient brains gets dispersed out in the universe. Maybe all life is like that. And, maybe there's ways you can use those resources. Human beings are likely chattel. Likely chattel. But when we die, maybe there is a heaven and hell. Maybe when whoever gets to use our resources, we get good work or bad work. Yeah, maybe the aliens are using us to power their computers, right? And, whether we are a good person or a bad person, we get a good job or a bad job. Does that make, this is how fucked up I'm thinking right now. This is how far off I have been. Rose-colored classist, out of his gourd. Losing it. Not even, oh my God. And also I've been paying attention too much to the Warhammer 40K universe. I watched that show, Secret Level, because I'm super into all kinds of cinema, and I'm a filmmaker at heart. I'm just like Bobcat Goldthwait, and he's my hero. I'm way taller than him. Fuck him. If he wasn't short, he would be my favorite comic. Moving on. But I was watching it, and the whole, you get exposed to the universe, and it's kind of vaguely interesting, and there's a lot of content creators, and I feel like possibly we're like servos. We're like, we're like machines that are... Okay, anyway. I'm not Henry Cavill. I can't go into this. But yeah, maybe that explains human sacrifice. Maybe that explains the fragility of the human body and mind. There's something going on. Maybe we're like gasoline. We've been perfectly refined to this place to be... easily expendable, noticeable, capable, and reproducible. We have a lot of interesting things going on, and maybe, when you talk about, this is the thing, and then maybe why it gets me so close to this idea when I'm talking about aliens, because we look at ourselves in context of our religions. Even Hinduism, Buddhism, all the Eastern stuff, and then the Western, Abrahamic religions. When you look at these things, in a way, it's like human beings are fucking just playthings. That's why sometimes the idea of God is so offensive, right? It's like, what do you mean I'm actually some lowly fucking life form? Really? I'm a lowly life form, and I'm blessed to be here. I am blessed. And it might be practically true. This is what the serious issue is. If I'm literally just hoping God won't squash me like a fucking bug, well, then I'm a bug. And maybe bugs can be happy, but it's a little I don't want to be an ant. I don't want to be a bug. I want to grow. I want to evolve. And where does that go? See, this is a lot of fucking crazy shit I'm talking about. And I'm pretty disturbed. And that's why I'm doing this podcast on Tuesday. That's the consequences of my mood change. As far as it goes. I've been really functional out there in the world. I believe in human society. I do it. I want to create things that make people happy. I want to, provide services in difficult situations. I really care about other people in a profound way. Ask my friends. What? You have friends? I mean, I have people I do things for, so they feel somewhat obligated to talk to me, but, what's this world really about? That's what I'm saying. Okay, talking about moving on from aliens, maybe I won't touch the subject for a while. I doubt it. I'm pretty just fucking moody about it. But yeah, no, moving on back to the real world, the actual world. Let's get out of this. Moving past it. Not worrying, not thinking about it. Back to ourselves. Let's focus on ourselves, human beings, and maybe all our actions have to lead up into some place where the aliens will think we're cool, and they'll they'll do something nice with our remaining bits once we're dead. But we do have to solve problems in society now, okay? And maybe that's the ultimate goal, for everyone to be happy and good. And the reason we should do that is so yeah, it's just so the aliens can finally be happy with us, for sure. Fine. But let's just kind of start removing ourselves, okay? I mean, not everything in life has to have some ultimate purpose. All right? I'll say it. And let's just talk about how we, the dynamics between each other. Okay, because maybe that is the crux of it. Right? How we treat other people. And maybe, it's all in reference to this, omnipotent power, a practical omnipotent power. But let's just handle the problems at hand, right? In front of us. Be in the present. That's what they all say, right? Okay. Donnie T and an airplane, $400 million private jet. Yeah, we're going to talk about gifts and what it means, and the practicality of just how human beings communicate with each other. And we can say it's this way, we can say it's that way. We gotta understand people in a more nuanced but simple way. Not everything people do is complex. All right, we're animals. Robots, wind up toys for the aliens. So please, we'll talk about the whole thing. Aliens. No, why did I say aliens again? Donnie T. Donnie T. Play fucking that strange fuck. Wonder what spirits guiding him.
We can get a 747 as a contribution to our Defense Department to use during a couple of years while they're building the other ones. I think that was a very nice gesture. Now, I could be a stupid person and say, oh, no, we don't want a free plane. We give free things out. We'll take one, too. And it helps us out because, again, we're talking about we have 40-year-old aircraft. The money we spend, the maintenance we spend on those planes to keep them tippy-top is astronomical. You wouldn't even believe it. So I think it's a great gesture from Qatar. I appreciate it very much. I would never be one to turn down that kind of an offer. I mean, I could be a stupid person and say, no, we don't want a free, very expensive airplane. But I thought it was a great gesture. And I think it was a gesture because of the fact that we have helped and continue to, we will continue to, all of those countries, Saudi Arabia, UAE, Qatar, and others, we keep them safe. If it wasn't for us, they probably wouldn't exist right now. And I think this was just a gesture of good faith. And I don't get it. Someday it'll be like Ronald Reagan. They decommission them. They get to a certain age, they decommission them. It'll go to my library. They're talking about going to my library in years out. But I thought it was a great gesture. And it's something that was done by Ronald Reagan. They actually decommissioned the plane, and he put it in his library. And it actually has made the library, I think, a Boeing 707. It's actually made the library more successful. So it was good.
Do you plan to use the plane after you leave office?
No, I don't. No, it would go directly to the library after I leave office. I wouldn't be using it. No.
Mr. President, what do you say to people who view that luxury jet as a personal gift to you? Why not leave it behind?
You're ABC fake news, right?
Why not?
Only ABC. Well, a few of you would. Let me tell you. you should be embarrassed asking that question. They're giving us a free jet. I could say, no, don't give us. I want to pay you $1 billion or 400 million or whatever it is. Or I could say, thank you very much. You know, there was an old golfer named Sam Snead. Did you ever hear of him? He won 82 tournaments. He was a great golfer. And he had a motto: when they give you a putt, you say, thank you very much. You pick up your ball and you walk to the next hole. A lot of people are stupid. They say, no, I insist on putting it. Then they putt it and they miss it. And their partner gets angry at them. You know what? Remember that, Sam Snead. When they give you a putt, you pick it up and you walk to the next hole and you say, thank you very much.
Respectfully, sir, as a businessman, some people may look at this and say, have you ever been given a gift worth millions of dollars and then not received anything?
It's not a gift to me, it's a gift to the Department of Defense. And you should know better, because you've been embarrassed enough, and so has your network. Your network is a disaster. ABC is a disaster. Here is the bill. Bobby, come on over here. Now you're talking about trillions and trillions of dollars. Thank you very much, everybody.
Mr. President, a quick question about Turkey.
Thank you very much.
Okay, Dunny, tippy top, making a great argument. Wow, cogent, this guy. Actually super reasonable, understandable. I love him. Love you, Donnie. Donnie, fuck me. Fuck me, Donnie. Okay, this podcast is getting weird. Feeling an odd mood, but look, man, you ever been given a gift by a Middle Eastern person? I don't know if you have, but it's impossible to refuse. Literally impossible. Dude, could not. Could not. I mean, they might as well, kill you if you don't. Right? I mean, look. Okay, here's the thing. You know, he's talking. I mean, Donnie T. Like, am I really trying to get into this guy's head and, figure out who he is talking to and why he is talking like that? I mean, yeah, I understand it. It's been said before. Okay, yes, he is talking in a certain way, just to bat off certain types of organizations and people. He's not necessarily, talking to me like that, as disrespectful and flippant, let's say. But, there is even a point where he's talking shit about ABC, and it's like, he said it. He said the stuff. This is what the line is. And then you repeatedly ask him something he already said. He says, I'm not getting it. The Defense Department is going to get it. I mean, even looking at the situation. Okay, we can think of the worst about this man. Or maybe, there is like an actual dynamic between the United States of America and this fucking rich Middle Eastern country. Yeah, we do protect them. We are allies, aren't we? Look, it's a great point. It's a great point that, yeah, they should be doing stuff for us. The whole world should be doing stuff for America. We are great. We've been everybody's shit. At least, if America is a bad fucking place, fucking empire, an American goddamn empire doing awful things, killing terrible people, I don't have to say it. We should be getting stuff. I think Tim Dillon has said this before about 1,800 viral clips ago. Yes, America needs to benefit somehow. Take a gift. Take it. Just take it. Look, even if we chop the whole fucking thing down and sell it for parts, yeah, maybe the Qataris want to listen to us. Yeah, who doesn't want to listen to the Americans? We're so entertaining. We're so fun over here. They got no personality in that town. They all wear the same fucking outfits, okay? What do they know about charisma? Charisma. Isn't that what the sound they make when they cleared their fucking throats after a hit of hookah? Look, what are we supposed to do? How are we supposed to say no to stuff? Look, we're either friends or we're not. Look, I spent some money to do some stuff with friends. Does it mean I'm corrupt? I'm trying to give a gift. I'm trying to be nice. I'm trying to show some fucking goodwill for once. All right, I'm an intolerable type of person. Let's be serious. Okay, I know I do and say things people don't fucking like. I know that. But I got to express in some way I'm a good person. And maybe my head is so small. Maybe my mind, my imagination is so tiny. The only thing I can think of to give the United States of America is a $400 million jet. Okay? What are they supposed to give? An edible arrangement? Look, I mean, this is just what they gave. This is what they want to do. You know, say Donnie T is going to personally benefit from it. I mean, look, it's the presidency. I'm really, we're talking about government corruption. This is why they're so on fire. This is why everyone's so on fire about the jet. I mean, at least the jet's not on fire. Is the American Air Force One going to be on fire soon? Maybe we do need to replace it. I don't know enough. But everyone's on fire because it's a sign of corruption. Sign of corruption. Backdoor dealings. And, here I am lost on what it's all about. Here I am. I hear, they're trying to make a backdoor deal? Oh, well, what is it? It's probably, is it a good one? I mean, we should do something with them. They got a lot of oil. They got a lot of money. We want them. We like them. I mean, who doesn't want to visit Qatar, right? I mean, look, you can't smoke pot. You can't, fuck a woman. But hey, maybe but they have a beach over there, don't they? Any kind of goodwill. There's obviously people in your life, you on face wouldn't or shouldn't like them. But maybe they can help you, and maybe your relationship doesn't have to be so tough. I don't hate the idea, okay? Because, the government's corrupt and stuff, but, I mean, what is business? What is it? I thought it, personal benefits. I mean, I want to personally benefit. This is the American dream, right? I know maybe the way is what's wrong with corruption. Is this what is wrong with corruption, is that I don't benefit? Is that what's wrong about it? That I'm not in it? I mean, you say what is corruption? What is it? It's a deal that benefits someone else at the expense of others. That's what corruption is. Ideally, the government, what it's supposed to do is make an action, and it's supposed to benefit everybody, or at least not hurt somebody. But maybe the aliens don't want that. Okay, I'm talking about aliens again. I don't know, man. Equal opposite actions, physics. What's it? I don't know how to be sometimes if it's not vaguely corrupt, okay? I mean, here in my little comedy career, I mean, maybe in my heart of hearts, I would like to accept everybody, but maybe some people don't fit in. Am I supposed to say, like, we're supposed to make everybody fit in? These are tough fucking questions. And then when you have these interesting, complex thoughts and ideas, you're thinking about them and mulling them over, decade after decade, law after law, and then someone walks around going, "Hey, I want to give you a $400 million jet." And you go, "Maybe I haven't figured out morality in totality, but maybe I ought to take this. Maybe I just ought to take it. Maybe." See, again, maybe this equation I'm talking about is different if aliens are fucking real and all these, powerful people have information that us normies don't have, and they're operating in a way that's, through subterfuge, and, they're keeping us in the dark. But then, maybe I think about my own life. I think about my personal my life with, how I communicate and interact with others, how I do and, advance my career. And I look at the situation where, this guy is being offered a jet. I'm going to go, he has no options but to take it. There are no options. Maybe it's not the best, but, a gift is a gift. And, you got to let people know you give a fuck somehow. All right, I mean, I'll just say it. I mean, this private jet gift kind of doesn't affect my personal life. It doesn't affect me at all. I could only see how it would benefit. I mean, yeah, if it goes to Trump, whatever. I mean, look, this is just who it is. We shouldn't have voted him for president. I'll say that. But he's the president, so, here he is, wheeling, taken off for flight. All right. Look. Okay. Moving on to this last part about what is the American government even doing? How is it treating its people? What's really going on? Yeah, the government settled a lawsuit. And now let's hear the failing network, as previously mentioned, ABC. Let's hear them talk about it.
ABC News has learned the Trump administration is going to pay nearly $5 million to settle a lawsuit brought by the family of Ashley Babbitt. Babbitt was the rioter fatally shot by an officer during the January 6th attack on the U.S. Capitol. The settlement will resolve a $30 million suit brought by her estate and the conservative group Judicial Watch. The Capitol Police Chief told ABC News that he was disappointed with the settlement, saying in part, in 2021, the DOJ investigation determined no wrongdoing by police. This settlement sends a chilling message to law enforcement nationwide.
Yeah, man, pretty chill. Actually, look, hey, if the United States government kills a loved one of yours, maybe you could strike it rich. Kind of gives me some motivation, right? I mean, hey, man, I really want my family and friends to be happy. Maybe I should attack the federal government. Get shot. Get killed. Get my friends the financial leverage they finally need to make their dreams come true. Now that would be helping people. Oh baby, I'm a Qatari private jet, man. I'm a gift. My life, my soul. Yeah, man. Look. Now, why am I bringing up Ashley Babbitt? It's fantastic. It's an interesting fucking story. Kind of funny, right? Considering, I mean, this lady on January 6th, if you ever heard of it, tries to break into Congress, tries to get real close, breaks a window, tries to get real close, and she gets popped, she gets dropped, killed. And now, finally, her life is actually worth something. Isn't it wonderful? Yeah, I mean, she has a complex story if you don't know about it. If I am recalling correctly, she had a business. It didn't work out. She's an odd lady, former military, and you know how those people are. And yeah, man, I mean, yeah, she was kind of down in the dumps. She's the type of lady who wasn't doing anything on January 6th, didn't have any prior obligations. And she focused up and she went. And yeah, man, she tried to start a revolution. It's a revolution. Remember that lady? She got maced in the face and goes, it's a revolution. What an interesting time. Where was I on January 6th now that I'm thinking about it? I was in Mexico. When it happened. So, there's my perspective. Yeah, I'm suspect. I look like I could have been there now, right? I look like the type. Right. Now, is this a problem? Now, do I believe my federal tax dollars should be going to a family that the government murdered? I mean, that's kind of insane. I mean, didn't I pay for her to get murdered in the first place? Is this really the cost of a human life? Is this the cost of American citizen? $5 million? Man, if only every American was actually worth that much. Yeah. Look, people are troubled by the Trump administration, doing it this way. Maybe they should have not given any money at all. Maybe they would have done that in the previous administrations. But, look, if you don't understand what is going on with the American government with Donnie T in charge, I would tell you to look back in history. All right, there's some Republican presidents that, if you could recall, maybe acted in similar ways as this presidency. It's called they're called the Ronald Reagan and Nixon administrations. This type of behavior, this bullying, the taking sides, being obtuse, it's a strategy. These guys are performing a strategy. If anything, this $5 million to this lady is a beautiful, wonderful distraction. Okay? And if you ever Donnie T, he knows about the government. He's been thinking about how to act and what to do for a very long time. And, his former lawyer was the same lawyer for that fucking insane congressman. He had Roy Cohn. I swear to God, there's the guy that he was working with forever. I don't know if you remember him. Roger Stone literally has a fucking back tattoo of the face of Richard Nixon. Ronald Reagan was an actor. What's Donnie T? A reality TV star. I mean, look, this is the template. They're following through with it. I mean, this is what they do. They enrich themselves. They party. They fucking, are raucous and audacious. They act a fool. And this is the plan. This is, they're trying to do something with the American government, okay? Now, again, you can believe that the American government's this entirely wholly corrupt entity. It's the whole focus is on keeping secrets that are of utmost importance, like aliens. But, it has a lot of other functions. And, if Donnie T is going to show us the extents of it and how it actually works, show a little more light, be a little more open about the, how business actually gets done in the real fucking world, then maybe we can put up with it for a while. I mean, look at it. Look at it this way. If you revolt against the American government, maybe the American government will pay you. Now, who can say that's a bad deal? Who can say that's a bad deal? Yeah, man, I don't want to get in trouble, but I want to get paid. So, yeah, I mean, and I'm all about the morally objectionable work. I mean, we know that. I mean, what morals do we have to object to anyway? It's a strange world. Who knows what the point of it is? Yeah, but we shouldn't be so awestruck by Donnie and his actions. Okay, there's a lot going on in the world. Okay, mysteries that could occupy your time and make you miserable in your daily life. And if you want to really try to modulate people's behavior, do you have some ultimate purpose? Do you have some bigger thought behind it? Yeah, there are. There's things out there, man. strange things out there. So, all right, I gotta wrap it up. I don't have anything left to say about the corrupt American government. Okay, the only corruption I really care about, I think the only relevant one, is hiding of information. I mean, almost any action is somewhat permissible, okay? I mean, there's a world where I can understand how people need to get murked and murdered and how you need to be a odd duck and accept some gifts that you maybe ought not to. I mean, I have a big breadth. I have a big breadth of what I'm willing to accept as reasonable, maybe not, marginally objectable behavior, let's say. I can accept a lot. But what I won't accept is being lied to. That's what I won't accept. Tell me the truth, however awful it is. Maybe I can wrap my head around how it's fucking necessary, okay? Maybe I'm even willing to pay. Maybe. But don't lead me down the wrong path. Okay? Right on. I'm gonna think about committing some sedition, hopefully to get a payout later. I'm going to continue to be depressed about the situation when it comes to aliens. I'm going to continue to carry water for Donnie T. It's rose-colored classist. This is what we're about. Okay. Thank you for listening. 12 people and a cat. My fans, my group. Please feel free to like it. Feel free not to like it. Do I still have the thumbs down button? Do that one. Hit that. Make sure no one ever gets to know me. All right? Not until I really start putting some money behind this podcast. All right? To let people consume this as real content. I should be ashamed. People deserve so much more. Hey, man, if I could give each one of my viewers a $400 million jet, I would. Okay? Do with it what you wish. All right. That was it. Holy shit. Play the music. I'm done, right? I gotta be. I believe. Next week, we're normal stuff. Getting off normal stuff. Do more jokes. Have more fun. Maybe I'll talk about trans people again. Doubt it. Okay. Trans aliens. I'm going to explore that. I'm going to make some AI art. Okay? I'll be back. See you guys later. Wait, no, hold on. I didn't tell you to subscribe, did I? All right. If I didn't tell you to subscribe, that's what I wanted to do. Because I don't want you to do that. Don't support me. Don't do it. Support yourself. Figure out your own fucking life. Okay? Do that. If you want to comment to me, all I want to hear is I'm funny. and I make you think your own thoughts. I want to be thought-provoking and funny. Rose-colored classist. That's the mission. Definitely need to hire somebody to help me enact it. All right, so please, I have an email, actually, rosecoloredclasses@gmail.com. I haven't gotten any emails. I wonder why. But go ahead, talk to me, send it to me. I will read whatever you say on air, and maybe I'll talk to you. And yeah, man, big plans for the future. Don't worry about it. I'll have some money, and you'll be like, "Wow, Kyle, where did this guy come from? He's been so funny. He's like a really blah, 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 blah." And I'll be like, "I did 50, 60 episodes of the worst podcast you'll ever hear, and it was great practice." Yeah, when did Bill Burr's podcast start getting good? So if someone can go back and find the number for me and give me a little bit of hope. All right, that was it. Holy shit. Hit the music. Now do it.
Thank you.